Hey sweet soul, welcome to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Duschen. I'm an author, poet, speaker, and healer. Today's message is for somebody who might be running away from divine intimacy. Of course, divine intimacy doesn't mean you're seeking pleasure, satisfaction, fulfillment, purpose in another human being. Even though we have beautiful, loving, unconditional relationships that very much feed our soul, that we very much need, that give us peace and so much more. As humans need more than what another human being can offer us, what a great paying job can offer, what luxury can offer. We need more than that. We need intimacy in a way that allows us to grow infinitely. And so a boredom, anxiety, fear is not the daily vibration. The daily vibration is, how can I get to know God more today through my life, through myself? How can I embody a more godlike vibration? How can I do more godlike things with this life I have? How can I experience heaven on earth? How can I gift heaven on earth to other humans outside of myself? And this is divine intimacy. Divine intimacy is a reflection of that love, that self-acceptance, that self-fulfillment being shared with another human. A back and forth giving and receiving of healing energy. Divine intimacy is a lifestyle, recognizing we don't have to do things that harm us. In order to survive, we've moved beyond survival. Now we're basking in this gratitude of being in this body. Divine intimacy is even more than feeling good. When we talk about spirituality, it's often been said that we need to feel good, and that's the path to truth and to clarity. But there is the shadow work, right, of consciousness, of spirituality, where it's not about doing what feels good, it's doing about what is right. What is it the divine God is envisioning for your life, and our willingness as humans to surrender to that will, to that greater love that we cannot always understand, but we know when we give in, when we surrender, when we ask God, the divine, for help, that there is great joy and pleasure and fulfillment and healing on the other side of that, of what we have to let go of. But divine consciousness doesn't mean you're sacrificing things that you love in order to get something. Divine consciousness is giving up things that we think we're attached to and we think we love, but it's not love. It is an illusion of love. It's not truly the substance of God, and so it doesn't belong to us. When we hold on and cling to things that are not of the divine for too long, and we start to suffer and we wonder why we can't make something better for us, but we can't change the world outside. All we can do is evolve where we are in our consciousness, in our soul, and break through and break free whatever fears, anxieties, worries, doubts we have that's blocking our heart from being fully surrendered to that divine love that is always present and always seeking to pour more into you. And so in what ways are we blocking our heart? there's deep pleasure and enjoyment that comes from living a life in surrender to God's love for us. And so we get out of the way of being human. We're willing to look away from what we really think we want and look at what does God want in spirit. And so sometimes we walk these journeys, we walk these paths, not holding on to or carrying anything tangible yet. Because divine intimacy, again, is a deep satisfaction and fulfillment and love that is cultivated within, and we share it. It becomes reflected back to us in the relationships we find ourselves in, that we align with. And so we cannot ask another human to love the parts of ourselves that we do not love yet. That's not fair. It takes away energy. It's a thief of energy. It's suffocating. It's siphoning. So divine intimacy, when we think we need more of it or want it, what we can't have, go within. Explore your joys, what makes you happy, that you haven't yet explored yet. And if you're desiring physical intimacy, and you're just waiting on God to come into your life, you're waiting on that God to be in another person, if you keep waiting and sitting in that impatience, because everything we commit ourselves to, we should not be making that promise to ourselves out of a lack or a suffering to get something. We do it because we are grateful, we're happy, and we are enjoying that path and that journey. It might be a little bit difficult, but it is still worthwhile. There's still great pleasure coming into your life in other ways, and if that pleasure, the intimacy outside of another human, isn't coming into your life yet, it's because you have not yet given yourself permission to explore what gives you joy, what you're good at, who you really are. You're masking, you're denying yourself, you're denying your own pleasure, your own intimacy with God, with the divine. So, when we lack a divine intimacy, we don't have our own relationship with God, we fall into this trap of living in regret and shame and anxiety. We keep asking, are we good enough? Can we have something? And then when we have it, or something in the image of it, we're afraid of it. Because again, a deep, beautiful, fulfilling, satisfying relationship has to be built within ourselves. But we have to communicate those needs. We have to pray. We have to meditate and pull away and detach from things that, again, are sucking the life, the energy out of us. And sit in and bask in the light and the love and the peace of the divine, of God. That is intimacy. Sitting in the sunshine is an intimate sensation of God. Plunging in cool water is an intimate sensation with God. Playing music, reading and writing poetry, painting, that is intimacy with God. And so when we look away from those things that make us happy, the gifted parts of ourselves, the spiritual parts of ourselves, the creative parts of ourselves, when we sacrifice those things, we continue to fall into this trap of this void, of this sadness, of this lack, of this deep depression that keeps spiraling. And the lies of society will tell us that we need to find it in things that are being sold to us, in products and entertainment and sex and drugs. And again, those things continue to rob you of that inner pleasure and that inner joy. And so I hope this message today reminds someone of what gives them joy, and you find the freedom to break free of that mental block, emotional block that says you don't have time, you're not allowed, you're not worthy, you're not good enough to do things that give you intimate pleasure with yourself. Again, I'm not talking about physical things and orgasms and sex. I'm talking about art. Reminding yourself that you are a divine creator and therefore you are fulfilled. The more you dive into that well of emotions, a spiritual heart connection with the divine love outside of us, like rules over the entire universe, that kind of love, we can tap into that. We can open our heart to that. We can hear that. We can see that. Yes, that is divine intimacy. And so I'm just here to remind you that you are highly gifted, that you have open portals and channels within yourself that are not just, again, for that physical attainment of anything. That is an illusion that society keeps feeding in order to sustain itself and to keep itself sustaining on non-sustainable substances. And that's a trap that we have to alleviate and relieve ourselves from and tap back into our natural vibrations. As spiritual beings, creative beings, peaceful beings, abundant beings, in a multitude of ways. And so you are so much more than what you think you need to be doing right now. Do something today that you just want to do it because it makes you happy, puts a smile on your face, it makes you feel good. And it not just makes you feel good, it connects you to God, to the divine. And you don't have to do these things that connect you to God to make money, but the more you dive into that well, you'll find there is prosperity in it, abundance in it, community in it, because it opens your world and your reality to a truer version of yourself, a more fulfilled version of yourself, and therefore that reality reflects back to you, and therefore the people who are aligned with your soul reflect back to you. And instead of spiraling down into depression in that void, you're spiraling up and out. Expansive growth. So let's redefine the mind today and forevermore. That divine intimacy is about growth. It's about communication. It's about creativity. Creativity that seeds heaven on earth for not just ourselves, but for everyone else. And these creative seeds look like the more sustainable businesses that the divine is calling you to create. To becoming that musician, that poet, that producer, the yoga teacher, the divine channeler, what you think you'll be judged for, that you know you really want to do because it connects you even deeper to yourself and the world around you and to God. That is something that you need to say yes to. It's okay to receive pleasure. Redefine what pleasure is. You don't need anything outside of your own body to receive pleasure. In fact, Even if you have a physical partner to give you pleasure, if you are not satisfied within your own self, if you're not feeling good in here, the physical sex will also mirror that. And so don't fall into the lies and traps of sex and drugs and working too hard and being miserable. Fall into your natural vibration, your natural inclinations to do things. When you wake up in the morning, what do you really want to do? What do you really want to do that you don't think you can do? Because of the lies, because of the traps, because of the siphoning of energy. So you have to take your energy back. And it is possible that whatever came to mind just now that you would really rather do in the morning, tomorrow, when you wake up, if you could just do that, you can do that. If it's in the will of God, if it comes from a pure place of heart, if it helps to bring the divine mission of connecting heaven to earth, raising the vibration of consciousness on planet Earth, helping to bring more peace and joy to everyone around you, if that is your vision, you can live that. In fact, the divine wants you to live that. The divine wants you to experience that kind of pleasure of living a life like that, and you can have it. You can walk right into it. And it's just a series of choices and decisions from this moment, this present moment now, moving forward, for you to begin transforming your life into that reality. You can have it. You must have it. Again, if it is pure intention, it belongs to you. That reality belongs to you. And so give yourself permission to accept it, to receive it, to be in love with yourself, the world around you, and with God. God wants to love on you. God loves you so much. God is not punishing us by being here. We chose to be here. And the excitement, the joy, the adventure of every day is being reminded of that. And then creating that. We are creators. Don't forget. So, I pray that you find ways to participate more in this divine intimacy, that you further explore what that is and what it means in your life, that you share this with others, this beautiful energy, creative energy, the energy of peace and beauty and abundance. So thank you so much for listening. If I could be of service to you, please let me know. Sometimes we just need help. Sometimes we just need guidance to reflect back to us what we already know inside. And it's the building of community. It's somebody already living in that vision who can help you, guide you, point you the way, and empower you to make your own decisions that you know you need to make, but sometimes you just need some love and support to get there. And that's how we build resilience. That is the true study of what makes somebody resilient in this life, is having somebody to see them, to honor who they are and their truth, and to believe in them completely. thank you so much for listening. If my Life Purpose Actualization program calls to you, please submit the application. Thank you to all the people who are submitting the application now. I'm so excited to get to chat with you and see if it is aligned for me to guide you as a life coach at this time. If you'd like to learn more about the program, please visit my website, consciouslifestylecoaching.com. Check out the coaching program. See if it calls to you. See if this journey together might be something that your spirit needs to be uplifted, so you can stay accountable and devoted to what God is asking you to do, someone to pray over you. If you're not ready for a coach or to retreat with me, thank you for those who are inquiring about doing a private guided retreat. And I'm super excited to get to know you all as well and to curate your special transformative healing journey, one-on-one in person, in nature. Oh yeah, it's gonna be awesome. But if you're not ready for all that on the ground stuff, or face-to-face with just me, there's a community waiting for you in the Medicine Garden. It's on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Google Meet. It's free. I'll never ask for any monetary contribution to join, but you have to RSVP by email, so I can add you to the email invitation. And of course, my book, Phoenix Medicines, A Transformative Journey Through Consciousness, is available on Amazon and most online retailers. I also have another book that I published last year with Women Connected in Wisdom. I'm featured in Volume 2, and I am an expert on spiritual wellness. And I shared my exploration of, again, my own divine connection and intimacy with the Most High, with God, with Source Spirit, and how that reflected into my life, my career, and relationships. It's quite an adventure, so please let me know how I can support you with all these offerings. And of course, just thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. And I'll talk to you in the next video. Peace and love.